Your last year has been really crappy. What's been going on with you?
Yeah, I've been out for a while. So I never actually wanted to bring this product out. Wait, Jesus.
What did
I just do? I just shot your car! Live on video!
Welcome back, my friends, to another weekend wash. The owner of AM Details and my good friend, Allan Medcraf, is back in town from the UK.
We're back.
So we're gonna wash my Tesla because it's dirty, it's snowing outside, and we're gonna be using the AM Detail products. It's been, how many years since you've been back here? Like 2.5 years.
2 and a bit, yeah, since pre-COVID. We did that course just pre-COVID and then it all hit. Are we allowed to say that word on YouTube anymore?
Yeah, don't say that word. But we have a lot to catch up on because it's been a long time and there's been a lot of stuff that's happening and we can't wait to share everything with you guys. So let's get washing.
Let's dive in, let's go.
I'll do a nice rinse if you want to hit foam it up with AM foam.
Thank you.
What's so special about this foam?
What is special about it is actually cleaning. So it's not just a pH neutral snow foam. It's gonna land on there, and some of you guys, the States like to use it as like a lubricant for cleaning down cars, right?
Yeah.
That's not this product. This product is an alkaline product that is actively cleaning on the surface. So when you pressure wash it off, it is cleaning.
Could I've been testing like wash methods. I would love to find some sort of in between, you know, because washing a car takes time. If you're gonna do it properly, I want to find like a rinseless, touchless sort of wash where I can do it in between. If I got an hour and a half, I'm gonna do my nice wash. But if I got 15, 20 minutes, I want to do this. Could I almost use it as a touchless wash?
This product, I would say, is going to be better for like your summer washes and stuff. And then I think if you're in the winter, like heavy, like what we've got here, that's where you want to be cutting in maybe with more a dedicated all-purpose cleaner or a really good pre-wash. It's going to power through. But I'm confident on this one too. This one cleans up really well for it sticking on and then giving you that contactless clean. That's why we like it, right? It is more of a alkaline-based snow foam.
Nice. Well, I'll rinse her down real quick if you want to foam her up.
I gotta remember how to use all this stuff. That's what I gotta do. What's on this right now?
Crystal Serum Ultra.
Nice.
It's been
PPF and then Ultra?
Yeah, so it's been over a year.
And you're doing the 50-50 thing on the bonnet. There's a series on that right now, right?
Yeah, so I got half PPF and then half, this is just bare paint.
Yeah.
And then I took it down the middle and I coated the top half and I left the bottom half with nothing on there just to see the difference of all the quadrants. And
I love those kind of project test videos you're doing. They're really cool. And they're real world, right? Like,
yeah.
I see you get some hate in the comments and I see it, but I think, hey, this guy's one of the only guys out there doing it real, but you're honest. Like you say, hey, I might not have applied this right. I might not have, but that's how the majority of detailers are gonna use it, right?
I just want to see the difference of what it looks like. I mean, I'm doing it for myself. I'm also sharing it with the world because why not? While I'm doing it, might as well show what results I'm getting anyways.
I like them. I want to give a big high five to Jose as well for the cool 3D text. It's like, oh my God, 3D text. So cool all the way down the videos. All right, so when I snow foam, I like try and get the nozzle as wide as I can, not too wide so you don't get it in the face. And then you guys are all about, you know. But I don't know, I don't like waste, so I just pull the trigger, what the length of the car. So generally 3 passes will cover a whole car, but I'm getting used to your bay. Can you be my hose holder, please? Pretty please, hold my hose. Jason, can you hold my thing, please?
Yeah, I'll hold your hose.
I don't want to break your Tesla.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks. You can tell you're using this, right? Because the foam's needing to do some work. It's kind of rinsing off where you've got some clean areas, right? But it's sticking to the dirt.
Yeah.
So you can tell the Tesla gets used. This is cool.
All right, so we'll let this sit on there for a few minutes.
I'll just stick that nozzle in before I forget it.
And while that's sitting there, most of us had a crappy couple years. It's been a weird couple years.
It's been weird for everyone, right?
But yours has been, your last year has been really crappy. What's been going on with you?
Yeah, I've been out for a while. It was pretty intense. So everyone made all the changes they made for. We can talk about business stuff when we're doing this, but the biggest thing for me was a lot of the guys know that I've got Crohn's disease. So I'm very vocal about it on my channel. And it hit me hard. Whether you want to call it stress can physically hit you hard of all the stuff that happened. But in a nutshell, I ended up growing a 4 centimeter diameter abscess on a joint of scar tissue. So I had an operation when I was way younger in my 20s to remove a lot of stuff from my bowel. And I don't talk about it a lot because I don't think a lot of guys do. Right. And I also don't want people to like pity on me, and that's why they do stuff with me. So I'm just very much, I'm a normal guy. So when I had that original operation, that scar tissue has always been a problem. And over the past 10, 12 years, it's been getting tighter and tighter. Like when I was out here last time, you were like, oh, you have to eat those foods. I had to make big adjustments. So through COVID, I was going in and out of hospital regularly. And eventually they found this big abscess after about a period of a month and a half of being in and out of hospital, which wasn't great for my family.
Yeah.
And then that's it, the emergency operation. So they cut me from top down, did all the stuff you would do, chop, 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 chop. Put me back together, it went in. And recovery was intense because what had happened is the abscess had, like, it grew inside the bowel first, then pierced through the joint. So if you imagine then, a bit graphic for YouTube, put the 18 sensor on this, Jose. I was leaking into my own like body. So like peritonitis, you know, that infection internally. But what was happening is the abscess grew, it would then close the hole. So this is why it took so long for us to investigate and find it, because I'd be really infected and in pain. And then in essence, as I went on the medication to fix everything, the hole would open up and then I would leak more into myself. But then eventually they found it, chopped me open, big recovery. Like an intense time I was telling you about my nurse, who was an amazing guy. He was having to do something to me over 4 days, 12-hour shifts, about every 15 to 20 minutes. He was changing a drug, changing a bag.
So you had IVs, you had everything.
Everything. There's a picture online I think my wife took after about day 3. Interestingly, because of COVID, that was about one of the only times she could visit me was when actually I was at my worst in ICU. Yeah. Because they can control the entry. Then after that, I went into a normal ward, like 6 people, and Sarah wasn't allowed in because there's a lot more different things going on. In total, that happened. Then I got more infections. Then I went home for a few days, then got more infections. And then finally, 2.5 months after this whole period, we're like, it's done. You're going to go and see your family on the Monday. Remember, this whole time I'm unwell,
so
I'm thinking
2.5 months, you were like...
2.5 months in and out of hospital. Like my wife was a full-time mom goddess.
You got
Sarah.
2 kids.
I got 2 beautiful children. Georgie would have only been 4 months, maybe.
Wow.
Like, because we delayed this. In the February of that year, I was in hospital and we had the choice. Do they go in and have a look to see what the issue is and take it out? Or do we wait? And at that point in time, with everything going on with AM Details and family life, I chose to support Sarah and not have surgery so I could support her through pregnancy of having Georgie and everything back in February. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we were good, but I just wonder, was I running on the high of a new child, get stuff done, adrenaline kicking in, you know, that father figure thing. So then I was in that final stage on the Friday. We're gonna let you out on the Monday. It's pretty intense. Let you out on the Monday, and the Friday I didn't feel so good after the doctors had been, and I was having these hot and cold, like fevers, like sweat, the bed was dripping, and it was, they found I had COVID in hospital.
So you were in the hospital and then you had COVID.
And then they took me out of that hospital. That was surreal. Like, I know everyone's probably thinking up to this point that was pretty surreal. But that was surreal because it was like the comedy spacesuit moment, you know, like someone coming in like, you have an issue, we have all this headgear on, like a big breathe suit and an extractor, into an ambulance, and they took me to another hospital to recover from, put me into a COVID like ward.
And you told me about that last night. We're not going to get into that too much, but that was not a
things happened in that ward that
experience.
will sit with me for a long time, I think.
That's crazy, man.
And I think we like to be naive to it, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I will openly say I was very, not naive to COVID, but I was maybe selfish, as in, this is not directly affecting my life.
Right.
And no one personally is having a hard time with this. For everyone that is with it, I am sorry, because I should have been more aware, because it is intense when you're in that scenario.
Yeah.
But I think no one can relate until maybe they've gone through it, right?
Yeah. So in the UK, I mean, they have a dedicated hospital.
So the UK, where I am in Aberdeen, in Elgin, they keep it what they call a green zone so that they can keep safe, so people can give babies and major operations happen. And then they took me to Aberdeen Royal Infirmary where that's where their dedicated is. So
okay.
I was that intense. They were like, you need to get out of this hospital and into one where they specialize in treating COVID.
How long were you in that hospital?
So I was in that hospital, I want to say about eight days with like unwell. And then they were going to release me on the 8th day. But this is how intense it is in Scotland. My wife can't come and pick me up and take me home from hospital because even though from COVID I'd recovered in a way as in physically, but I'm still a carrier of still active in my system. So you need to get a taxi, which is again, everyone's all suited up and they literally drop you at your door to then go and isolate.
Okay.
So my wife, she moved out the house and moved to her mother's for the 10 days isolation I had to do once I was out of hospital.
Okay, wow.
And at that point, you gotta remember, I'm still recovering this, so I couldn't really climb the stairs in the house. I lived on the bottom floor for the first couple of days to get my energy and stuff.
And after all that, I mean, you were still in recovery for several months after
A long
that.
time. Like now I can, like right now, they might hear a hesitation in my breath. This is two things. One is I'm consciously having to breathe now. And the other one is I'm getting kind of emotional with my dude on this subject. So it is long COVID or whatever you want to call it. But
yeah,
I'm trying to teach my body. I'm driven. You know me, right? I'm maybe stubborn that I want to beat this faster than I should, and the doctors tell me. So I try and walk about 5K a day, and I can do it. But for an example, for everyone here, our local coffee shops, our local Starbucks is about 15-minute walk. So every lunchtime I take that walk to go and get a coffee and clear my head, and it's my time. And when I walk back, I've been training myself to phone people, to walk and talk. And I have to stop. I still haven't been able to do it yet.
wow.
So walking for 15 minutes whilst holding a conversation isn't a thing at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but I'm back.
You're back. You're feeling better. I'm glad you're here, man.
I'm alive.
I fucking miss. I want to give you a hug.
It's cool.
There's a lot of cool things. I mean, so this has been soaking on here for a little bit. Let's rinse this down, and let's talk about the future and the stuff that you got going on.
So the really cool thing is, as we both tell each other and when we do our trainings, is I had systems in place. We have procedures. My team were incredible. They were able to hold the fort.
Yeah.
And to be honest, high five to them. They didn't just run AM details and survive. They still pushed forward with a few projects we have, whilst being conscious that I'm still in hospital and checking in with me and doing all the other personal stuff. Like Eon, he worked with my wife to make sure things were getting delivered and stuff was happening. It was cool, but there's a lot of exciting stuff happening.
You got
I'm excited.
those guys there.
Excited for what's to come. Wait, Jesus. What did I just do? I just shot your car!
Wait, Jesus. What did I just do? I just shot your car!
I shot your car!
That's why I got PPF.
That's so cool.
I don't know if it's cool, but...
Well, it's not cool that I've dented your car, but the PPF is... You think it saved it?
I think so. We'll be good. We'll fix that dent. Yeah, all good.
Jose will make it look fun. I don't want to break your Tesla.
All right, what are we gonna use here? Wheels?
What, do you want to tackle the wheels?
AM wheels. By the way, we're gonna be doing, after this, we're gonna be doing some individual videos on some of these products, how to use them, benefits, features, and all that good stuff. So, if you wanna see that, we'll put a link up in the corner for you can see in-depth review of some of these products. Here you go.
Thank you.
Clean the wheels. We'll clean these wheels.
They look pretty clean, like they're good. How many miles do you reckon you do a week again?
A week in this car?
Yeah.
Anywhere from 500 to 700 miles a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're doing like 24,
I do
24 to 25,000 miles a year?
Yeah, I drive the Lexus off and on too, so.
Yeah.
And then lately I've been traveling a lot.
Right.
Speaking of traveling, we're heading to MMTE, so we're going to Florida, Orlando, for Mobile Tech Expo.
Yeah.
where,
Uh-oh.
Allan's going to be crowned the president. Are they going to give you a crown? That'd be awesome if they get a crown. So,
the presidents get crowned? Is that not a British thing?
I don't know. They should. They should give you a
Do they get crowned?
I'll make that happen.
Let us know in the comments. The presidents get crowned?
But you're going to be the IDA president this year.
Right.
That's awesome, man. Tell us about that and like.
It's pretty cool, right? And so the cool thing about it is.
Clip in like, happy birthday, Mr.
President.
Right, turn the cameras off. We need a moment. We need a moment, right?
All right, tell us
So I am
about
the
president. What's that all about?
So when it comes to the IDA stuff, it's kind of cool. I think it's a really cool moment. The other half of me thinks, why is it taking 10 years, right? But so I was the first non-American board member, and I will be the first non-American president.
Wow.
Of an international association, right? And it's not the IDA's fault. I think people have to remember the IDA is a group of volunteers.
Yeah.
So everyone's a volunteer. No one's getting paid. There's not like stuff going on here. And then it was originally by 10 Americans. So they're going to grow. And you know yourself, we do this in business, right? When you start a detailing business, you do your friends' cars first, then your friends' talk. And
yeah.
So it's grown out like that over the 10 years of volunteers. Oh, I really like these brushes. These are cool. So I'm the first international board member. And they kind of accelerated that for me. Like, my own personal ambition was maybe to not be in this position for another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I wanted to serve time on the board first, kind of work out what's that procedure, what does it look like. But when DJ, pre-COVID, became the president, he had it in his vision that he really wanted to push the digital international part. So he was like, what better way? Allan's a board member, let's ask him if he wants to start the presidential track so that we have an association that actually has an international person as its leader almost, you know?
Yeah.
So what does the role entail? I think every president has their different opinion on this. And for me, it's to be the face, so I'm gonna get the guys that wanna poke my chest and say, hey, what you doing? What's the purpose in this, you know?
Yeah.
And for me, it's my goal to take those frustrations or take those questions and comments and try and find those solutions, right? And I'm not gonna lie, in 12 months, am I gonna be able to do that? Probably not. But it's my job to put them into the people that can answer those questions, that can, you know, connect the dots.
Right.
It's a massive network, right? And you wanna use that network to help improve the industry. And the only way we can improve the industry is to figure out what are detailers' frustrations and what can we do as a trade association to help alleviate those frustrations and make detailers' lives better, their quality of life better, their family life better. And for me, that's what it's about. So as a president, that's my goal, is to make sure people get to the right people. But also, I really want to work on the international focus, and to do that, we got to be more digital, right?
Yeah.
We've got to modernize a few of the systems. We really got to try and make more things digital. For example, I give a unique perspective. Like you've done it. You've traveled all over the US, right?
Yeah.
And I bet even you just traveling the US, you've seen different things in different states and how different people do stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well,
everybody's a little bit different.
I'm really privileged that I've traveled to different countries. And it was a big focus of mine to do that on my journey to assist in detailers, is why do they do things different in China? Why does France do things they do here? Why does Norway do things they're doing here? So I bring that unique perspective, I feel, as a president. So I'm hoping that'll allow me to be more accepting, more open to, more understanding to detailer situations and finding their answers.
Yeah.
Whew, that's a long way of saying I'm in charge. What it actually means, like commitment-wise, is every month I have a meeting with a board of directors, which is chosen by the peers. So these are people that are placed where they are because of the detailers in the industry have chosen them. Just checking that was. And we have a meeting once a month to decide to make sure that the IDA is on track with its goals and that the committees are doing what they're doing and to assist them.
Yeah.
And then I sit on every committee call so that I have a great vision of what is happening in the industry so that I can support those people.
Nice.
In essence, that's my job. Like a leader here at your business, right? So you've got the goals, core values, you want to drive those forward, and then you have this amazing team below that you delegate, work with, or assist to achieve those goals. It's the exact same, it's just I'm doing it with a global network of detailers that don't all speak the same language across the world, which is pretty cool.
Right now we're using your non-acid wheel cleaner.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. Can you dilute this, or is this?
So you can. It comes out of there 4-to-1, which, as we were talking about in a meeting, right? It's a prosumer product, so it's designed that someone that doesn't understand the industry can use this on a set of wheels and get a good bite.
Yeah. There's a lot of foam. I'm just asking because it seemed pretty concentrated.
Yeah, it foams up well. But then, as a professional, you could dilute that down. So if you're buying the concentrate product, this in here is at roughly 4-to-1. So then you could further knock this back. So if you knocked it again, you'd get it to 8-to-1 if you 50-50 this. But we recommend for pro, regular, maintained use, you're at 10-to-1. So there's still great value in buying a retail bottle like that.
Yeah. So the 5 liter is actually concentrated.
The 5 liters you can buy ready to go, which I know is weird, but our prosumer market want that. Some of our prosumers don't like trying to think about ratios. They don't want to think about it. You know, they want to do their weekend wash. So then we brought out the concentrate version for the pros so that they can dilute it however they want. And you can get that in 1 liter and 5 liter.
Okay, cool. All right, you finish that wheel.
I gotta finish
I'm gonna bring you over here. Come here.
Run away.
So we use the wheels here. So if you're just doing a maintenance wash, this is a great product just to clean the wheels up. There is another product here. This is AM Details Iron Fallout Remover, and this is one of my favorite products because if you've ever used a fallout remover, you know that they smell just atrocious. And this one smells like Fruity Pebbles. It's absolutely awesome. It's right in line with the price of most iron removers out there. If you buy by the gallon and everything, and it's this highlighter yellow, so it's like fluorescent, and then it turns purple when it's actually melting away all the iron particles, and there's no smell. It's absolutely awesome. It's one of my favorite products. I absolutely love this. We're actually gonna grab the bubbles here because it's time to wash the car. So, future of AM Details. So we got a lot of fun things planned through Car Supplies Warehouse and being the American distributor through AM Details. But like, what do you got going on? What is the what's the future of this?
So we need to fill out the line. So we're kind of 2 weeks, well, 2 weeks. Ha! 2 years delayed, right? So we were talking about this morning. The goal is to complete the line. So we need to complete the interior stuff. And then after that, should I leak this out? Yeah, why not? In the development, so we have a Facebook group, the AM Details community, and they decide basically, we're consumer led, right? They decide what they want next, what do they feel is what they're gonna have next. And they really wanted to continue with the hybrid range across some products like glass, so they can keep their glass hydrophobic.
Yep.
And they really want a spray and rinse type product. So we've been developing those through COVID. You guys got the samples over. We're taking the feedback and we're in the final stages.
I love that you're a detailer, because I feel like most brands, while they're detailing brands, they're not really developed by detailers, right?
Right.
You got these chemists and marketers are kind of developing these products now. You're a detailer, and not only that, you involve a lot of other detailers in making the products, and I love that you send them out to test. Everybody gets to test them and has a say in what you carry.
Right, so there's a perfect one where me and you worked on a product together, we brought it out, we found it fine, but then we launched it into the American market, and some of the states and the environments, it just didn't work. So what did we do? We go straight back to the drawing board. And I'll admit, as a UK-based brand, we naively didn't look at that aspect. So what's really cool is bringing guys like you on board and some of our other countries into that network. We're now really making like a universal chemical brand, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you won't be able to meet all the variables.
Right, yeah.
So there will be some countries where a product will do great and some countries it won't. But for me, it's the best way to develop the brand. It's why it might be a bit slower than ones that have full dedicated teams and doing all their stuff.
Yeah.
But it's completely consumer-led, detailer-led, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I love that, man. That's part of the nostalgia of detailing. I love this community. I love what it's brought me. I love that we're going to Florida and I get to hang out with a bunch of our friends who own detail shops around the country.
Yeah.
And that's part of the joy of detailing, just knowing that your friends are involved with this and you have a small part of expanding the industry and doing stuff in the industry. It's cool.
That's what I like about MTE. We were talking about it in all my training classes when guy goes, why do you see the sense in investing the money in like going to Waxstock, a UK event? So not even the extreme of I fly myself to America to do this. And it is because the other guys you're going to see, they want to do the same. So it's not like you're going there and I'm going to meet Jason and be like, oh, Jason, what's up? And he's going to go, and walk away. You're there. He's nice. He's a nice guy, right? But it's because you want to be there to do the same. You want to go, hey, I want to hear your story. Hey, I want to see your product being used. Hey, I just want to see other guys at your level in the industry, other bigger shops.
Right.
Just to get pumped off their vibe and run off each other's energy. Like, I've come out here. I told you when I came out, I was excited for this trip. Because of the time I've had, I knew coming to hang with my dude was going to pump me back up, and seeing what you've done in your 2 years, high five, well done team, was going to re-inspire me to go back to my team and inject that energy, right? But you get that by attending MTE. You don't have to come and personally wash a car with Jason to get that, right? But you can get it from events like MTE, like Waxstock, like Southern Detailers Conference, and then come into a Detail-Wise type event.
Yep, absolutely.
So this is cool. I like the interesting thing that's happening on the bonnet. Like you have this...
Oh yeah, the little testing, you can see that half of it's hydrophobic and half of it's not hydrophobic. You can see how it's working.
So what happened here then? So you've got PPF.
Yeah, so spray it down. I bet you could name them all after I do this.
Yeah, so we got PPF here, PPF with CSU, bare PPF.
So that's just CSL that I use.
CSL?
Yeah. So it's coated anyways.
Bare coat in here.
Yeah, but look at that. You can see how far it's blown away versus the non-coated, non-PPF side.
Right. It's going to be interesting to see how this...
Yeah, my plan is, like I haven't done anything with the video yet, but I'm going to just wash it for whatever. I think it's only been a month now, but wash it for 3 months and then just compare it to see what it looks like after 3 months,
Do you, as a PPF installer, do you think you're going to see much difference in the way of like really light swirl resistance between these cars, or do you think it's going to be more of the extreme of rock chips and heavy directional stuff?
I hope I don't see too many rock chips on there, because that would suck. But what I think that you're going to see is that you're going to have a lot of light swirls on the paint versus where the PPF has that self-healing
This is
layer.
going to sound really weird as a detailer, and some people would maybe think, I feel like the PPF's giving more gloss to this car, but I feel like the bare paint's giving more depth and definition.
Yeah. Well, stand there and then stand here, and you'll say the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. We've already done.
Oh, whoa! Why did that happen?
We've been through it already.
Did we just flip your car over?
Yeah, it's the light, directional, and everything. We already discovered that one.
That's crazy, right? Because now this looks like so much more gloss.
Just depends on the angle. So
that is going to be down to, it is exactly that. So because we can't move your lights, the optimum angle for light is 45 degrees. Mm-hmm. So that's why when we're moving, we're changing the angle.
Yeah.
But if you look straight on.
Yeah.
And if you had a light here, perfect 45, then you could, like a strip light.
It's weird.
Well, that was an easy wash when you have a protected car, right?
Yeah. So what else can we use now? So
what do you want to put on it?
You see, well, you can see most of the car is hydrophobic, but I was looking at the back a little bit. Yeah. Kind of flat in the back.
So this is probably going to be like contamination coming up, right?
Yeah.
So you could either decontaminate it, or we could just cheat and put protection on there like a detailer or something.
Let's put some protection on there.
Yeah.
So you have a couple new protections, your hybrid line.
Yeah.
The quick detailer has always been one of my favorites. I think this is just so easy to use. We've used this in our real world tests, and this lasted almost 4 months.
Yeah, it's super good with everything that was on there, right?
This is just not just a normal quick detailer, and we're going to do a separate video on this because this is a special product. But your newest one, which is the hybrid sealant.
Yeah, it's a completely different animal.
Can I use this like with water on it?
So you could use it on this vehicle this wet. Maybe not, but you could give it a quick dry. But it plays really well for like that mobile detailer that is outside, like it's misting drizzle or misting wet. This would work really well in here to spray it on and assist you as a drying aid.
Yeah.
This one would as well.
Okay.
This one would, but what's going to happen is it's when the water evaporates is when the reaction happens for the cross-linking, for that to bond. So water helps to delay that process. So you would get a streaking, but once you get rid of it all, it'll then go. But you can be lazy and do it. Like the water's not going to affect the durability.
Yeah.
It's just going to delay the reaction time.
Differences between the quick detailer and hybrid detailer.
Right, so hybrid detailer is just removing light dust detailer. It's purely designed to give the ceramic hydrophobic effect back to this.
Okay.
Quick Detailer Plus was a product we designed originally for the racing circuit, so I never actually wanted to bring this product out. Arrogantly, before detailers were good, us old school detailers used to think details are terrible. They put swirls in your car, you're wiping dust on, like you shouldn't use them. But a group of guys come to me that do drifting and race circuit stuff where they can't use water. So they were like, oh, we need a product. And I had a normal detailer, and then I called it Quick Detailer Plus, which pretty much means we went right back to the base formula. And this is actually a waterless wash originally.
Okay.
And we knocked some of the encapsulating technology back and put in loads more protection. And that's where it comes from. So you can use it for removing dust. It is great as I'm not saying it's ONR in a bucket, 10 million microfibers technique, but it's a deep cleaner that has protection in it.
Can you use this as a standalone protection?
Yeah.
So what are you looking here?
So we say like 1 to 2 months in this, but you managed to get 4 to 6 on your car, which was incredible.
Right.
Whereas this, the hydrophobic elements, so it's providing protection, but it's more hydrophobic protection.
Okay.
This one is providing polymer protection.
So polymer protection, SiO2 hybrid.
Yeah, it's a cross-link between polymer and ceramics. Like the polymer is the backbone. So what's super clever about that is it'll bond to anything, but what's left behind is the SiO2 element, not that, which is just leaving around totally a polymer mix.
Okay. I want to use this one.
Sure. So you would just spray and wipe with your favorite towel. Yeah, we bubble gummed everything in the hybrid range.
It smells good. Okay, so let's do the back here. What is it, just a couple sprays?
Yeah, like a little goes a long way with this product.
Do you use it I can use it as a drying aid, right?
Yeah, and then if you're gonna use it as a spray and rinse, I would dilute it down so the water will help.
And then
just give it a flip and a buff.
Yeah, what I usually do and make sure, like, you can't just leave it like that. You actually have to flip it over.
Or have your friend come over with his towel.
Yeah, and just wipe it dry, because could leave residue. Oh yeah, just have your friend come back.
That's right, have your friend just follow around like watch it don't catch the water from the other panels too, because then you just bring it in. So it's gonna be easier if you just have a good go and then I'll catch up in a bit.
Okay, I'll give it a good go.
I'll put mine the other way so we know which one's the dryer. Here we go.
You got it good.
I know, and it dented too. Dude, I am devastated.
It's fine. We have a great dent guy. That's why I got PPF.
I'm sorry. Has it actually broke the paint or is it just a dent? Oh, it has.
Oh, it has broke the paint.
Shit. I'm gonna get a really big bill. A couple of months from now, it's like, oh, hey, Alan. Actually, if you look, you've wiped this over, so it is now flashing off on its own. Like, I'm gonna wipe this bit because you've just made it wet, but where this all is, look, this is gone.
Yeah.
Pretty much without an after wipe. So as I say, a lot of guys, they'll go for just spraying this on and rinsing it.
Really?
And then, so you could spray, rinse it down, and maybe blow dry it, but if you're gonna do that, I would dilute that product like 50-50.
Okay.
So you can really stretch it out if you wanna use it like that, but it's not its original purpose. That's why we're working on a spray and rinse type product.
Gotcha.
With the hybrid already in, so it's like, that's its purpose. So that we can try and eliminate the struggles you might have with streaking or over application. I wanna do one through the snow foam lance as well.
Oh,
the
nice.
issue you get is quite a lot of guys just, for example, if you were to use that hybrid detailer and put it through a lance and not do a good flush out, the SiO2 will crystallize in the small orifices and can kill your snow foam lance.
Oh.
A lot of guys don't think about that.
Thank you for sharing, your personal life with us. I know that's hard to share sometimes, and I think a lot of us are so busy working, in the hustle, get things done. I want to grow my business, detail, and they forget that, health. Once
human,
it's
right?
gone, it's gone.
It's gone.
Like, we're only here for a short time, so we got to enjoy the things we do. And
right. And I wanna say a really quick thank you to everyone. Like my wife put a post up, and it was pretty cool to see how many people in the industry didn't just, like, not just a comment like, hope you get better, Alan, but went into the DMs or went into the Facebook page my team got like loads of gifts sent to them just to keep them pumped and keep them excited. And you sent over an amazing gift. I've still to build it. And like that stuff means more than, like I know the comments are cool and I thank everyone that sent them, but the people that really reached out really understood it was cool. It was needed at the time. That lifted me up a lot. There was a lot of tears in that hospital bed, that's for sure.
Well, if you want to make them even happier, head all over to Car Supplies Warehouse and buy some AM Details products. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Allan.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys later.
Enjoy.